Hello? Long time no see. As usual, I feel like how what this channel's turned into is I'll upload like 3 videos a year. You know, everyone has that YouTuber they like where they upload 3 times a year and they get really excited. But normally their content is like very high quality. Like, I don't know, Lazy Purple, for example. He never finished that series he was making, did he? Anyway, not talking about Lazy Purple today. What we're talking about is motivation. Something that I feel like I have heavily lacked in for a while, honestly. And a big part of it is just, well, we'll get into that. Big part of it, I feel like I have lacked so much confidence in myself throughout a lot of my content creation, because I'm like, just that whole feeling of like, oh, if I put myself out there, that means people have the ability to judge me. And that's terrifying to an extent where it's like, oh, what if I make this video where I'm drawing this guy, which, by the way, I did not really care for how he came out. I feel like I struggle so much with my art with how flat it looks. And just kind of like parts just don't quite fit right. I don't know if you like know what I mean, but it's like when you're initially drawing and you're trying to do anatomy and it just feels like parts just do not work, and you're trying to get the lines to do what you want them to, and it's like you're fighting them and they just don't go the direction or the shape that you're looking for, but your brain can't comprehend the shape. And then you look at like, and I mean, a lot of people will be like, oh, we'll just use references. And it's like, I do use references somewhat, and they do help. Like, genuinely, my art when I'm using a reference versus when I'm not is like, I don't know, like double quality in my opinion. And like when I'm looking at other people's art, because it just inspires you and it makes you look at it and you kind of start taking apart the art itself in your mind, and you're like, oh, so that's how you do it. Anyway, if you don't like this guy, I didn't really either, but I mean, he still came out decent. I'm not gonna say he was awful, or like the worst thing I've ever drawn, because I've definitely drawn worse, so like, you know, some type of progress. But regardless of that, I haven't drawn anything in like 8 months since this guy. I've like got halfway through with this drawing, like when the first art video I made got made, and then I just sat on it for months. And it wasn't one of those things where I just like had, like, I was too busy or something. The thing with motivation is it is completely dependent on a feeling. And you know, you probably heard the whole thing, like I'm sure there was some like YouTuber you listened to while you were in a slump where he was like, discipline versus motivation. I don't use motivation, I use discipline. And it's like, okay bro, yeah, you do have to take your emotions out of these things to actually get somewhere a lot of times, because, oh, if, well, I'm not motivated, then it's not going to happen. And it's like, yes. Now, with me saying that, I wanted to talk about why I haven't made any content in like 8 months. And the reality is because I have been in such a slump, because my life was just in such a weird trajectory at the time, where I was like, making a video was like the last thing on my mind for a YouTube channel that's like almost 10 years old and does not even have 100 subscribers. Like, this is for fun at this point, and that's not saying, oh, that's all it'll ever be, because maybe I'll start pumping these out now that I'm like in a better mood, and it'll like take off, and then like, you know, that natural like, oh, people like this, people are watching this, I want to keep making it. That like, and then you know, you're running on emotion, motivation, and then it's like, well, now it's gonna crumple again when that stops happening. You know, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, what was going on with my life? I'm 4 minutes in this video. I've not really gone into it. So I was in a state where I was like, I need to get my life together. Not really talked about this on this channel because a lot of my videos, again, have been too scared to actually share anything real. It's just been like these inside joke videos or things that I feel like only my friends would find funny because they know me. That's what a lot of my content is. And I would be too scared of trying to be more popular to the masses because, oh, what, people don't like it. I was in a state where like, I need to get my life in order. So I quit my job that I was like miserable at, that I worked for almost 2 years, barely got anywhere. They like wanted to give me like a management position. I was like, oh, this is my chance. I can really start doing something. And then they give me like the most pitiful raise I've ever seen. It's like I borderline could have gone to like, I don't know how to describe it. If I worked for 2 years at mostly any other like company, like if I worked at Walmart for 2 years, I would have been making more than that. And it was just an embarrassment. And it just was like, you guys do not care about me. I need to get something so that I can do something about this. So I quit my job and I go back to school because I dropped out of school because I was stupid. And I was like, this is not doing anything for me. I was going for a graphic design degree. Honestly, makes sense why I would think like that. And this was like 6 years ago now when I dropped out. And it's like, oh, now I'm going back. Take that as like a, oh, you can do anything. Anyway, so I go back to school. I quit that job because I was like, this is gonna make it really hard to actually finish school. By the way, I'm about to graduate like, what is it? Like 3 months from now or something. I'm in that state. I get some certifications because I'm like, okay, I need a career. I need a goal. I'm like, these are things I never really thought about with my life because I was like kind of hoping that like, oh, that video game I made back in 22 would, like, someone would play it and make a video of it and they'll be like, oh wow, look at this dude. Didn't end up happening. Just kind of like started piecing things together. I'm like, okay, if I can't just go get viral on the internet and make a ton of money doing that, what is a regular Joe Schmo job that I could do? I like computers. I consider myself relatively tech savvy. I never really thought like, oh, I want to be a computer guy because I'm like, it seems a little bit like annoying, and I think I was more scared of the stereotype of the type of person I am to be like, oh yeah, you would work at computers. And I guess joke's on them because yeah, I do now. Anyway, so I'm like, okay, let me try doing IT. IT made the most sense to me at the time. It was like almost like a trade. And I was like, okay, I can get a certification, I can finish school, and I could get a job. And I was like, when I quit my job, I was like in this place where I was like, it should be relatively easy once I get like a certification or two to get hired. Especially with the things I was reading online where people are like, oh yeah, I got my A+ certification and then I got hired on the spot. Yeah, that didn't happen. I applied to like 400 places over 6 months, and you may like hear those numbers and you may be like, that's it? Because people will like, I don't know, there's people that are like, I applied to 100 jobs a week, and so you expect to have gotten a job that easily? Like, why are you defending the job market, first of all? So I'm doing that. So I'm doing the application process. The last like 8 months I've been in that situation of like, I like got my certs and I was like, okay, let me start applying. Been doing that. Freaking nothing. I got like 11 interviews out of all of that, and they all were like, oh, we need experience. And I was like, dude, there is nothing more demotivating than looking for a job, dude. Like, that is genuinely the worst experience. So did that. I finally got somewhere where they're willing to give me a chance. Funny story, actually. Applied to these people, got the interview, picked somebody that had experience over me. 3-4 months later, call me. They say, hey, one of the guys quit. We liked your interview. We want to just hire you on the spot because of the situation we're in right now. And I was like, what a freaking blessing. Like, insane. So start working there. Been working there for about a month now, and I'm like in just a much better headspace. And I think vocally it might be coming out that I am in a better headspace. Because I feel like, you know, I'm like, I have this like whole vibe with my videos when I watch them, which I kind of cringe at now, where I'm like a little like sarcastic, and I like, oh, I don't want to give off my like, oh yeah, maybe, I don't know. Anyways, really, I just got in a place where I'm like, I'm tired of being worried about being judged. Let me just put myself out there. And I'm trying to do that in my life, I'm trying to do that in my job, I'm trying to do that with the internet and with my hobbies. I'm like, why not? So I'm doing that now, and I think the picture's almost done. Do you like it? I don't know, it's okay. And so yeah, that's like the biggest thing. This video is pretty much almost done, so I'm gonna wrap it up real quick. I actually went by pretty quick and I didn't get to talk about everything I wanted to. So that gives me a good excuse to make the next one so I can talk about more of what I want to talk about. I want to get good at art again, and I want to get back into making games again. So I've been going through this book. It's like some Chinese book called like, I don't remember what it's called, but it's basically a figure drawing for like anatomy book. Yeah. I'm going through that and it is so excruciating right now, but I'm trying to do that, and I'm trying to just get good at character drawing. So I'm starting to just draw characters from things I like to get good at their style. I've never really done replicating styles. I'll look at pictures and I'll just try to do it one time. If I don't get it, I'll just like default back to this kind of weird cartoony style I've kind of developed. But I want to get really good at drawing. And so hopefully what the goal of this series going forward is, so every single drawing I make, I want to be better than all of the ones before it. And that's going to be my biggest goal right now. And then also the videos of me like playing the games and stuff, or my game that I made and talking about it. And then I might even start doing devlogs for the next game that I want to start working on. I've been bouncing around with those ideas in my head. But yeah, I'd just like, what do you think of the drawing? Leave a comment about what you think of it. Let me hit you with the like, comment, subscribe. You like that? You like the like, comment, subscribe thing? Yeah. Okay. But yeah, thanks for watching if you actually watched all of this, and I'll see you in the next video.